I attacked the man who hurt my dog and I feel no remorse. I, 39M, live next door to my brother, 35M, and he often has a houseguest, 36M, who is a violent alcoholic and a neighborhood menace. Said menace is not allowed in my yard because of his previous behavior. A couple of days ago, he was standing on my brother's porch, drunk and raving and antagonizing my dog, 3 years. Aussie Shepherd mix. I called the dog back to the yard and went back to my TV program. My dog refused to come in as she was enjoying the sunshine and in her own yard. I heard her barking frantically a few minutes later and upon looking out my window, saw he was already staggering past the corner of my house. Before I opened the door to tell him to leave, I heard a thump and my dog yelp in pain and run. Slinging the door open and filled with rage, I asked him if he had hit my dog. He threw a large rock at her. As he answered yeah, but I cut him off by shoving him down the steps of my porch. As he staggered to his feet he said he would kill me. A blast of pepper spray carried for just such an occasion brought him back down. I forced him to crawl back across the road, threatening further violence as I kicked at him and made him get his sorry ass out of my yard. Long story short, he was kicked out and banned from the property. I'm not an angry person, I'm not a violent person. I'm by no means a badass. But I feel no remorse for what I did and my only regret is I didn't hurt him more. It took me an hour to find my baby afterwards and she hid under the bed most of the night. I only hope he felt more pain and shame than she did. My wife complains about having to do things that were 100% her idea to do. She doesn't actually have to do, and no one else really cares if they get done or not. Over the weekend, she complained that she was the only one putting up Christmas decorations in the house. This was a lie. The kids and I did help with the Christmas tree. The main tree. The one that is normal for a family to have. She has Christmas trees in multiple rooms now, though. That's all her idea. She doesn't have to put them up. She doesn't have to do any of this. It's like me complaining that I have to beat a level in a video game. I don't have to, and no one else will care if I do or not. If I do it, it's entirely for my own amusement. She has decorations in literally every single room in this house. Over 25 storage bins full of decorations. It's not just things that you can sit out and walk away from, either. A lot of them have to be hung just perfectly, or require removing some other decoration from the previous season, or require moving furniture to get to outlets for them, etc. She spends about $400 to $500 on new decorations every year, while never getting rid of older decorations. The total amount just grows each year. What used to be a Saturday morning job for us, when we first married 21 years ago, is now a full weekend event. The decorations are nice, yes. I will give her that. But it's not like the rooms aren't nice without them. We have a nice house with nice rooms no matter how she decorates them. She could skip a year of decorating, and the only thing I'd miss would be schlepping all of those bins out of storage, and putting them back afterwards. My husband thought I'd get over it. My Muslim husband and I have been married almost 3 years. We have had numerous issues in our relationship but have managed to stay together. Our most recent issues started 3 months ago. I have been working out of state since September. An old female friend of his who lives in another country and had once been in love with him has weaseled her way into a relationship. She suggested I wasn't doing my part as a wife and proposed the idea of marriage. This led to him suggesting to me that he get a second wife. I told him no and asked that he stop talking to her. He agreed. A month goes by and I find out he has continued talking to her with the intention of marrying her. He thought I would get over it. I'm not over it and I want a divorce. He doesn't understand why. I was thriving at my son's ages, 37 and 34. I want to say this so bad to them, but I do not want to say anything wrong. I am also a brash, sarcastic talker, with humor, but this is a serious topic and it breaks my heart daily. I go to sleep at night with tears in my eyes because I am hopeless in their fate. I do the best I can as far as being a supportive ear, but I watch my words very carefully, because I also have a condition, a neurological condition, where I blurt shit out that I should not. I want to tell them, at your age I was thriving the most, please don't be afraid to take the next step. Both of them have jobs where they get by but both of them have very little confidence, which one does because he had a felony robbery charge from when he was 18 and it follows his whole life. But, he works 6 days a week, has been in no trouble since and we have a friend who can get him a job for the city and he won't fill out the application. He feels like he still will be rejected, he has 2 kids and he has to think about when he gets older and retires, the city gives a pension. My youngest, a machinist, no legal trouble is taking $6 an hour less because he is just comfortable. Well, he lives with me, so of course he feels like he doesn't have to do better. He could have a much better standard of living and possibly find a girlfriend and get the fuck out of my house, but he is fine with working and coming home and smoking pot and walking his dog. I have said to my youngest that lives with me, that I am not going to be here forever and since his friend is offering him a job for $6 more an hour he should not be feeling bad for his fucking boss. I feel like a fucking failure, and I just want to help. What would you do? My husband wants to separate me from my daughter. I, 30F, am married for 3 years. I have a 6-year-old daughter. She's not my husband's, 31M, and when we met, I was already a mother. We got married during the pandemic, lived together for a year and then he went back to the city to work. We've been living apart for 2 years now. I haven't moved because of financial issues, since living in the city is more expensive. We've had our problems, like every couple do, but for the past few months things got harder. Last Saturday he came home and made this proposal to me, that next year I would move to the city to live with him, without my daughter, or we divorce. He says she takes too much time from me, and since he wants me to study to get a job there, she would get in the way. I'm a full-time teacher already. The thing is, I'm not moving without her, I'm not putting a man's needs in front of my daughter's, and he thinks I'm being selfish. He never knew me without her, and still wanted to get married with me, knowing very well she was never going anywhere. Am I being unreasonable here?